Hi everyone, welcome back to a Model Recommends. Today we're looking at what's in my autumn makeup bag. I know I'm a little bit late with this, but you know, we're not into sort of Frosty the Snowman winter yet, are we? So hopefully this will still be useful. As always, it's not a roundup of what's new in makeup for this season. It's not a seasonal makeup new launch thing. It's just the things that I've been using. Because I do try to switch up my makeup bag every season, but a lot of the time it's just old favourites that are being put in. So, you know, you don't need to buy new makeup every season. A lot of the time, stuff's a load of crap that they bring out, you know, just to bring out a new launch. But it's nice to have things that, you know, make you feel excited about that season. So, you know, I've got sort of warm, russety tones on, reddish tones today. Brown mascara, bit of a matte lip, very sort of fresh and glowy skin, nicely moisturising. I'm going to stop waffling. Let's get back to the start and see what I did. Starting off by prepping my skin with the Bobbi Brown Extra Illuminating Moisture Balm, which gives a really nice glow to the skin. It's not necessarily a primer, and if you've got oily skin, it probably isn't the best one for you. But actually, neither is it really a standalone moisturiser, or not something that I would wear instead of moisturiser. I've layered it up over my moisturiser just because it's got a really sort of buttery feel to it, but it's not massively rich. So if you've got dry skin, it's a lovely additional thing to put on top. But for me, it probably wouldn't do the trick on its own as a moisturiser. So I use it as a sort of primer. I think that I've mentioned this in past videos in the autumn. It's the Lingerie de Peau Cushion from Guerlain. Really no different to the Lingerie de Peau in the bottle. Apart from the fact that I just find it quite handy having the mirror for when I'm travelling. So this is one where you push down on there, look, and the stuff comes through the holes. It's not hugely heavy on the coverage, this. It's more of a realer skin effect. Now, two ways I've been finishing my skin, and I talked about this, I think, in my autumn, don't know, some kind of favourites video. Low key, Chanel Le Beige, huge brush, and just sweeping that for a healthy glow. Sometimes I worry that I'm repeating myself a lot with my videos, because I look back and I think, oh God, I've mentioned that so many times. I know I've talked about this before, but I test a hell of a lot of stuff, and I'm really picky, and so most stuff doesn't ever make it into videos, but when I really love something, I use it all the time. I'm not into the game of just featuring new stuff just because it's new. It really has to be better or offer something different to things that I've tried before. Usually. The other thing that I've been using loads and loads, and I know I've mentioned this before as well, is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Now, this is an old one, but a good one. Not that old, but you know, a few years old. It is exceptional. They do it in 2 different shades now, which might seem like not very many at all, but in fact, they suit lots of different skin tones. So this is the lighter of 2, and it's a bronzer and then a highlighter. So it's really quite a bronzy bronze, as you'll see. But this has been my autumn look, and I've been doing quite a lot of events and work things and shoots and stuff. So, you know, when you want stuff to show up on camera and be a little bit more dramatic, this is what I've been doing. So really buffing it into the hairline, underneath the jaw, And then I've got my trusty Real Techniques that I use in case there are any bits that I've gone a bit over the top on. Because I am, look at the mirror that I'm doing this in, it's so dirty. Can't see a thing. I'm just guessing by looking at my camera screen thing. If I ever look like I'm just talking to someone that's behind the camera, there's nobody there. Little brush for the highlighter. Now, behold. And just take that over the tops of the cheekbones. Ta-da! Like so. And you just get this amazing glow. Now, this looks a little bit better in artificial light than it does in natural light. So really I should have stuck some lights on this, but this is what it looks like in daylight, and you can see it gives this gorgeous glow. I mean, I don't like stuff to be too over the top, so you know, I just use a little bit, but you could build it up more if you wanted to. Finishing off, at the risk of boring you all to death with this is the Bourjois Blur the Lines Concealer. It's much, much better over the top of foundation or BB cream, or whatever it is that you're using, than it is on bare skin. Just have to warn you of that, because it's sort of like a cream to powder. I feel like it needs something to glide over the top of. So that is that. Look how brightening that is. So I was going to show you this because it's got really good eye colours, but I did actually use that in my favourites. And I've only just started to have a little bit of an obsession with that. So it wouldn't really be fair and a fair representation of my autumn makeup kit, because I use this much more, which is the Vintage Vamp Quad. So let's put that on instead, shall we? It's very sparkly, but I'm kind of enjoying the sparkle at the moment because it does give my eyes a little bit of a lift, you know, which is always needed. And then using the same brush, which is the Charlotte Tilbury sort of fluffy brush. There are loads of dupes of this. This is the eye blender. And I just push that into the crease at the outer edge of the eye, like so. And then the dark shade, just a little accent at the corners. And then I've been using brown eyeliner. This is the Marc Jacobs one in Rococo, an old favourite, creature of habit. I've also been using black quite a lot, but for daytime, just a little bit of this is enough. So into the waterline and then smudging it with this little brush. So just really smudging out. Now look, I have lined the top waterline with that pencil. However, I don't take it onto the lid because I've got really rubbish eyelids and it just always looks terrible. So I try and push the crayon really far into the lashes and then rely on a good mascara on the top lashes to sort of make things look complete. So I really wiggle it in. I'm still on the Clarins Supra, can't get enough of this. And actually, I think that the brown is almost better than the black. I mean, the black is really, really jet black. But for some reason, I find there's something just quite chic about the brown. You can't really tell it's brown. It's almost like a matte black, if that makes any sense, or like a dusty black. But it's just softer. I always get loads and loads of comments. If I seem a little bit distracted, and there might have been a weird break in that video there, we're supposed to exchange on our house today. The whole thing has been a nightmare. It's got to the point where it's either going to happen in the next half an hour or the whole thing falls through. And a lot of time and money and effort has gone into it. So I'm sort of trying to hold it together a little bit. Actually, this is quite nice because it's distracting me, but I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, so you'll probably know whether I've exchanged before me, if you know what I mean, because you're in the future. So that's the eyes, and I've been putting a little dot of this in the corners, which is Max Factor Masterpiece Pale Beige. It's like a cream eyeshadow. And then, whilst we're on the subject of glimmer and glitter, see, that just adds a little point of light. The final shadow in the Charlotte Tilbury thing is like a glitter that you press onto the centre of the eyelid. Look at that. Actually, the Glossier Boy Brow is the brow stuff that I've been using this month, but I can't find it. So this is an old Benefit Gimme Brow. A little bit of liner, and then I've been alternating between two shades, or sometimes mixing them together. They're from the L'Oreal Balmain collection, Confession and Urban Safari. Urban Safari is very pale. Confession is quite orangey and gingery and warm. Can you see that? So what I tend to do is a little bit of that. Confession should be called Ginger. And then a little bit of my paler one on top. And that's about it. I'm going to go and put a nice autumnal shirt on and do my hair so that I look really good in the intro, and then I can go, let's get back to the start, and I look all rough. Sorry, couldn't be bothered to do my hair, but I did put on my new shirt, which I think is a really, really good sort of equipment Yves Saint Laurent copy. It's a really good leopard print, this. It's not silk, unfortunately, but it is relatively inexpensive. It's from Warehouse, and I think it's really good. I will show you a bit more of it. Look, I can't be bothered to get up. Hope that you've enjoyed that, and I'll be back with a winter one really, really soon, because really we are in winter. I've just been late with this one. Yeah, so see you next time.